Hello Pisces! Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use two decks that I don't recall using together before. The Chakra Wisdom Tarot by Tori Hartman, artwork by Katrina Sokolova, I believe. Where are you, Katrina? Yep. And there's websites for them, watkinspublishing.com and torihartman.com. The deck I'm going to use with it that I don't recall doing this before, I may have, I just don't recall it, is using this deck, the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. So it's just a little bit different name, also by Tori Hartman. The artwork is by Gretchen Reisch-Baskin, guessing with that. Same, what do you call it? Same websites for them, torihartman.com and watkinspublishing.com. I don't recall using these together. It seems kind of obvious that they're probably supposed to be used together. So let's see how it works. Let's see what goes. So what do we have for Pisces? Okay, and now we're going to use Oracle. You've got a couple matching colors, which I think I like how this is matching up, because somebody feels like they know what's best for you. I'm struggling to say that. I think because I am a Pisces. There's something good coming forward to you. Now, when I'm feeling this one card, sometimes when people see it, I feel like it goes a little off center. I don't think this has to do with a soulmate per se, but like it's usually like a soul family. Like, you know, we have people we incarnate with a few times and we just get familiar with them. It doesn't mean like they're the one and only soulmate, which that's a whole subject on its own. But this is somebody who feels that connection with you, like you're very significant, you're very important to them. They're trying to push something down a certain direction. And I feel like this is the beginning of a long journey. I'm seeing the word quest over here on a card. It's distracting me because I'm not really sure at first if you're into it, but I think this is going to be really good. Like there's the beginning of a journey here. I honestly feel at the beginning, this person really does think this is good for you. It seems like that's their primary focus. And I don't think they're leaving themselves out of the equation, but they really have this strong energy. They want this for you. They want you to be a part of this. This is good for you. And this is your challenge card telling me, actually it is, but I feel like when I'm coming into this, like, I don't like the energy coming at me. I'm like, what do you mean you know it's good for me? Like, I don't like that. I feel like my first thought, like advice-wise, is to step back. You do have time to think. There's a few pentacle cards around here. So I'm getting Earth. Earth usually takes its time making a decision. Take your time making this decision. And go into this on your terms if you choose that this is correct for you. If you decide this is correct for you. But I feel like the strongest energy I'm feeling is to step back and kind of feel it out for yourself. Like try to minus out their influence, their pushiness. I feel like somebody's being pushy. And it just turns me off, like, oh. But it's kind of like if you really want something, you don't want to just walk away from it because somebody's pushing it on you. You want to step back and be like, all right, wait a minute. That's my favorite cake and my favorite ice cream, but I don't like that they're pushing it on me. Or it's just maybe a flavor you like, just to make it simple. My gut reaction is to say no because they're pushing it towards me, and I'm just like, no. But if I'm stepping back and thinking about it, like, I can still have it. It's still in the freezer, still wherever it is. But I don't want to just walk away because of the attitude coming towards me. I want to step back and think of it objectively, because I don't think it's fair that you miss out because somebody's attitude. I just feel like, I don't know why I want to be careful with this, but it's not coming across in a pleasant way. I don't enjoy it, and I feel like it's something I gotta like be careful about how I handle it, because it is a well-meaning energy, but it might be a little bit too much at times, a little bit over-insistent, a little bit assuming that they know better. And I'm also looking at this energy, like if I'm looking at this, returning that favor, like they screw up a lot of things themselves. So it's kind of like they make a mess of a lot of things. So it's kind of like, how are you going to know good for me when you don't know good for you? I don't know. I'm getting this weird energy. Like it's kind of like, oh, I don't like it's coming at me, but it's like something actually good for you. This is also like a prying energy. I'm getting, it feels like the Page of Swords to me in this. It says princess, but I'm not a big fan of the princess prince energy because I feel like it makes it sound like it's gender specific and it's not. So I'm just going to kind of blank out the princess part. No, because I feel like this is a meddling watching. It doesn't have anything to do with the gender. It's just how I'm feeling with that card. But they feel very vindicated, kind of like I know best. So to make this work out, I need to keep an eye on you, Pisces, and you have to do what I tell you. You need to do what I tell you if you want to be happy. And they seem to have the attitude like they're very giving and very helping to you. It's a little on the much side, if it's really hitting. I feel like I want to step away from that, but they're showing me this card, like that's how you're going to feel, like overdone, too much, too insistent. But they're saying, actually, seriously, this is good for you. Just don't let the energy it's being presented through throw you off. You know what I mean? If somebody's like, oh, you're going to have to take that $1,000, don't be like, I will not take that $1,000. I don't care what you say. You know what I mean? You got to be careful. I feel like it's like that. And myself being a Pisces, ironically, once in a while, I can dig my heels in and later go, I just dug my heels in because you were a dork about it, but now I wish I didn't. I can see myself doing that. I can. So I'm just going to put that on myself on that. Something here is like pushing. You're going to be helping out because there is like, there is a balance. Like you add to the balance. That's the thing. You are very helpful in this situation. You're not just like showing up for the handout. You're showing up. It's almost like showing up, putting together things, helping things work out, and then getting your reward. And I feel like it does kind of marry together quite well. It's just how it's being presented. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of like being presented in a box where you're like, oh, that looks ugly. Like, I don't like the way that looks. It's kind of like, you know, if somebody had garbage print on a wrapping paper, you're like, oh, that's ugly. Like, why would you do that? But then the gift inside is really good. It's kind of like that. You also can do this on your terms at your pace. So if you slowly want to get into this, if you want to define your terms, I feel like that's how we can get control back. And I feel like that's really important because I feel like it gives the message to the other person like, all right, I do think this is good for me, but you're not going to control me. I'm going to do what I want in my time, in my way. So whatever this is, maybe you're still going to claim this prize, but you're going to be like, well, not today, maybe next Tuesday. And when I do that, I'm just noticing something I said there. Okay, so maybe then, and I'm only going to take this much of it, and then Wednesday I'll do a little more, and then I'm going to save it till Friday and Saturday, and I'll finish it up those last 2 days. I'm not going to do it the way you want me to do it. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it, but I'll still get it because I want that. I think that's a way for you to get your power back and to make that, like to still claim the prize, but still get your power back at the same time. Like, yes, you're right, I do want that. Yes, you're right, that would be good for me, but no, you're not going to tell me how to do it. You're not going to tell me when and how to do it. I will do that. I'll take over from here. Thank you for the information, and I'll take it from here. You definitely want your power in this one. You want to be the one saying, okay, yeah, I want that on my terms, and that's how it's going to happen. Very good. I feel like as a Pisces, we can be very like low level about that, like low key about it to the point where we kind of do what we want, and it's almost like after the fact, people realize that we did it the way we wanted to. Like, it doesn't have to be a big, like, you know, issue. Just kind of like one of those things where when they look back on it, like, oh, that's not how I wanted you to do that, Pisces, but okay. And you're like, hey, I'm going to do it the way I want to. It's like a non-issue. Like, they don't really figure it out till after. Because you got to make the point that you're the one in control of your life. I feel like that's very important because I get these orange cards with you in the sense of like that's like home, sacral chakra, you know, feeling secure in the way you do things. And like, yeah, somebody has good ideas for you. Yeah, somebody has good things for you, but you got to own this and they have to know that, yeah, thank you, but I'll do this on my terms. Because you're making the choice. The thing is, you have the choice to walk away from it. I just feel like that's not in your best interest. But choosing it on your terms, I feel like that's in your best interest. And making that point, yes, thank you, and my way, thank you. What's with these last two? Anything? Service with Nine of Cups. Again, you're giving. You're very giving. You're adding you're not just showing up for the benefit. You're putting in your effort, and it's like the service here with the Nine of Cups is telling me you're doing your fair share, and that's making you feel good and showing other people like I'm not just here for the handout. I'm a force that's helpful. I'm a very good force, a very good connection here, and don't think of me as otherwise. Don't think of me as just somebody who's showing up for the payout, because that's not what's happening here. You have a really profound effect. I feel like when this person, it's going to be like, it's going to be their turn to step back and really think about how this played out. Especially if it's one of those things where after it's already said and done, they're like, oh, that's not what I wanted you to do, Pisces, but I mean, it worked. Wait a minute, what? What did the Pisces do? Like, I feel like they have to step back and go, wait, how did they do that? Because I feel like they're going to be very happy with the way that you took over and did it the way you needed to do. I feel like it really makes this person feel better. And they're seeing you in a better light, especially for those of you this is going to be related to work. This might show somebody that you're more in control and you're more accountable than they really give you credit for. I feel like Pisces, because I am one, just to be fair, we are very good with responsibility. You know, we take it very seriously, especially when people care about us or we feel that value coming towards us. We don't really like to let people down. It just seems to be the natural way. Like, okay, this responsibility, when you accept it, I've accepted this responsibility and I don't want people to think that I can't handle it, and I take it very seriously. But sometimes people don't understand that that's how Pisces works sometimes. And I'm a Pisces, but if you're a Pisces or you feel differently, let me know in the comments. Because I feel like this person's going to be impressed and they're going to see you in a different light that they should have kind of seen you in before, but maybe they just weren't realizing. I'm getting the King of Coins with the Enlightenment. Don't get caught up in the gender, like I said with the Page of Swords. But like it's kind of getting somebody to really kind of like, wait a minute. I wasn't thinking the Pisces would be able or want. One of the two. Either they didn't think you were able to do that or would want to do that. And they're starting to see you in a better light. I feel like they weren't looking at you in a negative light before, but they're definitely seeing you in a better one now. Like it makes more sense. They're seeing your actual value. I feel like Pisces and ironically, I don't know why I'm throwing this in here, Gemini tends to get that crap end of the stick sometimes too, where there's a lot of value there, but people just, they don't see it. And sometimes there has to be some subtle proof where they can just kind of absorb it and go, wait a minute, this person was a lot better than I gave them credit for. I don't know why I'm linking it to Gemini, but the thought's there. I'm going to speak it. This is definitely a Pisces reading, though, so don't worry. Because I feel like you're creating more opportunities forward. And I feel like this is why that journey energy comes in. And I do see the word quest, but I feel like the more you accept things like this and put it more on your terms, the better things go. I feel like you want to make this more of a practice. Where applicable, and you know where that's going to be, you want to claim something and do it on your terms. So, for example, if this is a work thing, for those of you that's going to hit with, or however it needs to hit with you, it doesn't have to be a work thing naturally. But if it is, you know, like, oh, we're going to have to learn a new system. Oh, we're going to have to do something differently, or something's going to change. You know it's coming. Try to get more information slowly. Try to learn it on your terms. Don't wait for it to just come your way, and just keep it quiet and to yourself. And just kind of learn things on your terms. And when things come together and you're like, oh yeah, I saw this, I know how this goes, and oh yeah, okay, this system is more of a DOS-based system, so I've been using some DOS programs, blah, 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 blah. Some of you would be like, what's DOS? Don't worry about it. It's just basically you got ahead of the game. Like, even if I couldn't do it and work that system or work that way right away, I found things similar and got used to that mode of using things. So now I'm like, okay, that's how that's going to work. Okay. For example, if you have a job coming forward and you're like, oh, there's going to be more math in that, more accounting. So, well, there's going to be more math, and you find out, oh, there's going to be more counting, more balancing of accounts. So you're like, okay, let me see if I can find online some examples of balancing accounts. It's not exactly what I'm going to be doing in my job, but I'm going to have a heads up, like, okay, if this doesn't balance here, you have to find it somewhere else. Just like basic accounting things, if that made sense. So you're getting ahead of the game, and that way when it comes into focus, you're like, oh yeah, doesn't this have to balance like that? Oh yeah, doesn't this have to do like this? And they'll be like, well, very close, but this. But they're going to be impressed that you actually know things like that, or that you tried to get ahead of the situation. It just makes it easier for the person that you're working with, thinking, oh, wow, that Pisces actually is more on the ball than I gave them credit for. Does that make sense? Okay, I feel like the energy is slowing down, so I think we're good. I think I like how these two decks work together. I might actually be very into this. I don't know why I haven't done this before. All right, well, this one's done. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And thank you for watching. You have a good day.